Fucking time's out. Oh yeah, now you over me. I know kids call me daddy of the day. I be rich and I'm
to take a picture of these wonderful missiles. We have a rolling start, so we go off on the warm-up lap. Angle. Now, will he start from the pit lane and come to the back of the grid? Yeah, he's not out there at the moment. So we get the tyres up to temperature as they follow the BMW safety car. On board with the 66, looking for a result out of today.
Oh yeah,
Yan Chen.
he will start that's the decision of the stewards. Maro Engel has to start in the pit lane.
Regardless.
Yeah.
So in other words, yeah, it's a rolling start, but he really does get a penalty because he'll be standing still as they go past. So he's going to have a lot of work to do. But having said that, it shouldn't be long before he gets onto the tail end, at least, of the back markers and starts to hopefully side his way through, certainly for Mercedes blushes. But this is a championship that is about the drivers. Yes, we mentioned them all, and they're all star-studded in terms of their ability and their accomplishments. Perfect temperature for racing, as you can see. And a beautiful day here at Macau. A full crowd in each and every grandstand and perching over every hotel room and apartment complex. Fantastic atmosphere here. The cars literally echo through the high streets of Macau.
It is a glorious noise, Johnny. You're right to make that point. The sound just as the cars left the grid was beautiful.
And if you're not at the Macau Grand Prix, if you manage to be sort of going through town, you feel like you need to be there to see what's going on.
Yeah.
It's been that way for many a year. And somehow the locals put up with this disruption. But to be honest, they cope with it so well because the street's open at night and it really doesn't affect everyday life here at Macau. It's a very industrious city, this SAR, Special Administrative Region. About to get underway. Everybody checking the conditions of the track. Luckily, we haven't had too many disruptions today in terms of debris on track or barriers having to be rebuilt. It's been a very clean day of racing. That's good news. Certainly, if I were on the formation lap now, coming through police, I'd be checking the corners and seeing what was there, but there's really nothing that I can report on. Like I said, the main story here was Maro Engel getting that penalty, but to be fair, it was a shame because he certainly wasn't trying to do anything untoward. He just got unlucky and then took his teammate out. But rules are rules, and Maro will accept it, I'm sure. A two-time champion of this particular event and seemingly always on the podium. He might miss out today though. He gets on the podium today, well, pretty impressive. Marciello, Bamba from New Zealand, back tour, the Belgian fastest, of course, champion from Sao Paulo, Brazil, Christopher Haas, in the first on the Audi. It's a battle for the marks. The German marks, all of them on display. That's Mercedes leading 2 Porsches, 1 BMW, and an Audi, a Porsche, and an Audi. That's your top 7. Top 8 includes Kevin Estra in the other Porsche. 912 is number 8 position.
Stand down for the best now. Take my time, you better pay up in the next star. Throw a rollie with a iced out, test out. I see when time's out, get my burst out. Fucking time's out. Oh yeah, now you over me. I know kids call me daddy of the day. I be rich and no money, that's a thing. Got a queen, but I'm good at life, can't lie. I see money, I see bitches in the Bentley. How the fuck you still a loser, you a dead J. I say you don't wanna take another chance, Dre. Get the fuck out my face, I don't wanna dance straight. Yeah, on my days, tell me on my days. I've been ballin', yes, I'm ballin' every day. say. I've had enough of your shit, I'm about to rage. Get my burst out, like a minute out. Another 3 shots, take you to a place. Stop around, 2 rounds, it came and gone. Pull it out like somebody calling me now. Who this? Picking up my phone. Throw me up, put your body on the ground. Oh baby, you don't need that. Oh no, get up on your face. Better wipe it off, you look like a disgrace. Oh mate, I can go for days. Stick a body dance, it's all okay. Everything was right.
The finish of the first lap. We're going into police for the first time. A really tricky corner, a very tight corner that's braking uphill and then diving right. And then in these big monstrous cars, remember a few years ago we had an almighty shunt here with the whole field involved. Lucas de Grassi ending up upside down, I remember. So always an interesting corner as they come down to the non-overtaking but tightest in motor racing. Macau, hairpin. Everybody's slotting through behind the stern, and the start is under investigation. Well, I think that's almost a natural in a rolling start, just to see if anybody did jump beforehand, but I may be wrong.
Augusto Fox's chance is dwindling a little because now the pace of the Mercedes and the Porsche have shown their class on this opening lap. They've pulled through from the BMW in 4th place. The real chance for Farkas was right at the start.
Yeah, and Vantor have done a really good job of staying with Marciello in that first lap. Marciello does a 222.3, a 222.9 by Vantor, and Bamba's still very much in the hunt after that poor start. But it's going to be a 3-way race for now, unless Farkas can do anything. And of course, we've always got to think of a safety car coming out, or somebody crashing into the wall here, because it's almost inevitable when you go through a tunnel-like street circuit like Macau that something will come to an end early. And that could be one of the things. Oh, just as I say that, I almost made it happen. Imperatori gets spun round into the barrier. He keeps going, but he's got damage to the rear of that car, and the Porsche looking a rather second hand there.
And Prix had a very, very good job of avoiding contact as he makes his way through the field.
Meanwhile, Adelaide Fogg again in the wars and in problems as we go on board with the number 42 of Augusto Farkas Jr.
So Augusto twists his way through, frustratingly having dropped back in 4th place. You can see that battle with the Mercedes and the 2 Porsches. Lawrence Vantor would love to win this race for Porsche. He knows what it's like to be on the top step of the podium.
Now that incident we saw is under investigation at Lisboa with the crash that involved Imperatori. He was the innocent bystander, if you will. And the race continues at the front. Keeping an eye on Dries Vantor. He's up to 12th already. Really good start from him. Kelvin van der Linde is dropping down. He's got the 14th position. Meanwhile, Mara is up.
Stand down for the best now. Take my time, you better pay up in the next stop. Throw a rollie with a iced out, turned out. I see when time's out. Get my burst out. Fucking time's out. Oh yeah, now you hold me. I know kids got me daddy at the day. I be rich and no money, that's a thing. Got a queen, but I'm feeling like a king. I see money, I see bitches in the Bentley. How the fuck you still losing? You a dead J. I say you don't wanna take another chance, Dre. Get the fuck out my face, I don't wanna dance straight. Yeah, on my days, tell me on my days. I've been ballin', yes, I'm ballin' every day. Yeah, the bouncing, all you gotta get your fade. I'm a alley, hitting boy, you out of way.
Farkas still waiting in the wings after that top speed, but still in 4th place. Another man on the move, 8th place now for Eduardo Mortara. The 2 Swiss, Imperatori with the broken car, and Mortara up to 8th place. So we're keeping an eye on those trying to solve their way through.
It's the day, this is where I say I've had enough of your shit, I'm about to rage. Get my burst out, like a minute out. Another 3 shots, take you to a place. Stop around, 2 rounds, it came and gone. Pull it out like somebody calling me now. Who this? Picking up my phone. Roll me up, put your body on the ground. Yeah, yeah.
the top Audi in 5th place of Christopher Haas.
Yeah, and it's set perfectly for the manufacturers too. We have Mercedes leading, then Porsche second and third, BMW fourth, and that Audi you mentioned in 5th place at the moment. Espra's now up to 6th. Picciarello has done a good job. He's up to 7th place.
Stand down for the best now. Take my time, you better pay up in the next stop. Throw a rollie with a iced out, test out. I see what time's out. Get my burst out. Fucking time's out. Oh yeah, now you over me. I know kids got me daddy the other day. I be rich and no money, that's a thing. Not a queen, but I'm just like a king. I see money, I see bitches in the Bentley. How the fuck you still a loser? You a dead chick. I say you don't wanna take another chance, Dre. Get the fuck out my face, I don't wanna dance, Dre. Yeah, on my days, tell me on my days. I've been ballin', yes I'm ballin' every day. Yeah, the boss and all you gotta catch your fade. I'm a alley, boy, you out of really.
Fastest lap this time by Laurent Vantor at 2:18.4, just a 10th quicker than the leader. And Vantor trying to put as much pressure on as possible. Talking of pressure, here we go. Espra, all over Haas. Then Espra, the Frenchman, in the Porsche. Jinx to the outside.
It's the day, this is what I say. I've had enough of your shit, I'm about to rage. Get my burst out, like a minute game. Another 3 shots, take you to a place. Stop around, two rounds, ain't in my gown. Pull it out like somebody calling me now. Who this? Picking up my phone. Pull me, I pick your body on the ground. Oh baby, you don't need that. Oh no, dirt up on your face. Better wipe it off, you look like a straight side. Homemade, I can go for days. Sticking bodies, that's all okay. I'm a beat, take it through his ways. Now baby, bar cash a case.
The Porsche has looked fantastic this weekend.
All weekend long, yeah.
It's looked superb.
I've got a feeling that Porsche felt embarrassed by their performance in the last few years and really started preparing themselves specifically for this race. Handpicked their drivers, as they always do, but handpicked the specialist for Macau. And that's why they've got Kevin, and certainly that's why they've got Bamba and Vantor.
Yet again,
Stand down for the best now. Take my time, you better pay up in the next stop. Throw a rollie with a iced out, test out. I see where the time's out. Get my burst out. Fucking time's out. Oh yeah, now you over me. I know kids got me daddy the other day. I be rich and no money, that's a thing. Not a queen, but I'm just like a king. I see money, I see bitches in the Bentley. How the fuck you still a loser? You a dead chick. I say you don't wanna take another chance, Dre. Get the fuck out my face, I don't wanna dance, Dre. Yeah, on my days, tell me on my days. I've been ballin', yes I'm ballin' every day. Yeah, the boss and all you gotta catch your fade. I'm a alley, you can go, you out of really.
On the run, looking to try and get past Laurent Vantor and see if he can have a crack at Marciello, who so far, touch wood, has not put a foot wrong.
It's been perfect so far. The advantage over the line at the end of 4 laps, almost 1 second, 0.98 to be exact.
It's the day, this is what I say. I've had enough of your shit, I'm about to rage. Get my burst out, like a minute game. Another 3 shots, take you to a place. Stop around, two rounds, ain't in my gown. Pull it out like somebody calling me now. Who this? Picking up my phone. Pull me, I pick your body on the ground. Oh baby, you don't need that. Oh no, dirt up on your face. Better wipe it off, you look like a straight side. Homemade, I can go for days. Sticking bodies, that's all okay. I'm a beat, take it through his ways. Now baby, bar cash a case.
It's interesting, you almost feel that they've done a really good job of putting that absorbing fencing there, but it might be extended even further because they're just clipping the exit of it, and that's a big hit at that speed. What do you reckon they would be doing? Over 250k through there?
It doesn't bear thinking about, does it?
But that is really fast.
So you think if the safety car is deployed, you think about that kind of spin and then trying to avoid a stationary wheel in the centre of the circuit. The amount of time it takes for these drivers at the top of their game to make a split decision about where they're going on track. Supreme avoidance.
Worldwide, certainly in this region.
Jean-Carl Van down there on the grid.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Having a word, fresh from a podium in the amazing feature race that we've had for World Touring Cars just now here at Macau.
Well, they're all interconnected as well, aren't they? And talking of interconnected, we've got 2 Swiss drivers, one more Tara, this man.
Imperatori just having a quick word with the team before they are bolted into what's going to be a microwave oven for 18 laps, because it's the heat of the day now, isn't it?
Do you stop it halfway through and turn over or not?
I bet they wish they could.
Christopher Haas in the Phoenix Racing entry for Audi. He's had a good career and a good run here, a really good successful year. Unless we forget, these are the very best GT drivers in the world. We're talking Daytona winners, we're talking 24 Hours of Nürburgring, we're talking, well, Le Mans winners here. Certainly World Touring Car champions, and certainly GT Cup winners, World Cup winners.
Speaking of champions,
yeah. Augusto Farfus won this race last year and he's back to defend his title, but it's been a bit of a struggle for him, but he's in a good position. You've got a feeling in your water, don't you?
he had a supreme race yesterday, because these cars are so big. If you're quick off the line, if you've got quick straight line speed, you can be very difficult to pass. At the start of the race yesterday, started in 12th place, not really with the overall pace that they would have wanted, but finished up 4th, just off the podium.
He can't cut past Bamber or Vantor at the start, can he?
He could maintain his crown here, and BMW could maintain their crown as well.
Laurent Vantor has an argument with you on that one, and here he is getting ready. He's going to prove you wrong as he tightens those belts. He must have heard you, because he's tightening them a little bit harder now to go even faster. But the Porsches have been the team to watch this weekend. They've come here many times before and have been a weak entry compared to the domination that they've had as a manufacturer, but not this year. Vantor and Bamber have been superb. And the Kiwi ready to go for another win. And he starts second on the grid. Here he is, Earl Bamber, the lean figure, the tall figure of Earl the Pearl, on the Pearl River Estuary.
On the outside of the front row of the grid, Augusto Farfus just behind.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The start is going to be key.
Critical.
Well, because these cars are so big and the drivers are so good. Rafael Marciello put on a fantastic performance yesterday to win the race, the qualification race that is, and that's why he starts pole position in the Mercedes-AMG Team Group M racing car. Marciello yet to have a win at Macau.
It may come today. He's been in Formula 3 in the Grand Prix, and now he's in a Mercedes in the GT World Cup.
Well,
Supreme in qualifying.
I can hear Titchmarsh in the back of my head saying, well, he did win yesterday, that's a win.
Yeah, that's a win.
So he hasn't. Okay. Earl Bamber, second place, and Laurent Vantor, third. So it's going to be interesting because we've got Mercedes, followed by 2 Porsches, and then the first of the BMWs. Then it's Christopher Haas in the Audi, first of the Audi R8 LMSs, and that's how they finished yesterday. Let's talk about yesterday's race while we've been through the grid. There were those that didn't finish, and that included Eduardo Mortara and Maro Engel. You've already mentioned that. Wei-En Chen, David Chen didn't finish too. He spun round in the 66. Kelvin van der Linde also a non-finisher.
Stefan Rattel down there on the grid, responsible for the growth of endurance racing, GT racing around the world. The SRO organisation, the Stefan Rattel organisation, doing so much for GT racing globally. Fantastic.
I asked Matthew Marsh if he was going for the Ivan Muller look when I saw him the other day. There's Bamber's car, number 98, going into Parc Fermé. Be interested to hear what is said. Like I said, I know Earl pretty well, and he's not a dirty driver, and he certainly isn't somebody who would try to knock somebody out of a race that way. I think he'll be very apologetic, although he did try his hardest to win the race. Don't think he intended to hit the back. I think actually, like I said, when I saw the replay, Raphael, careful, don't hurt that beautiful car. I think that's a happy Italian, don't you?
So, just shows you how much it means, doesn't it? As the victory at Macau can be so rewarding.
Well, he's won plenty of GT races, but this is going to be right up there. There's no question about it. Under the pressure that he was under, and having to do it over 2 days, and having to do it round a street circuit, there isn't any harder way of winning a motor race. Well done. And well done to Group M as well. They've got a big history of success around the world, and that will be right up there as well. Did a quick interview with Marcello on Thursday, and you know, he was steady as you go and just very nonchalant, but quietly confident that that it would be a battle against the Porsches. That was identified early on. I think after free practice 1, we knew that the battle was going to be between Mercedes and Audi.
He soaked up the pressure. He was under huge pressure, and throughout the race, the Porsches, if it wasn't Laurens Vanthoor, it was Earl Bamber. Both of them there all the time on the back of the Mercedes. Victorious at Macau. And we'll hopefully get to hear from the drivers as well.
Quick look at the highlights then from our GT finale. Yes, ducks to water, these boys. And Adelaide Fong, thumbs up from him. Likewise, Kevin Estrie, as everybody got ready. Plenty of fans out, including the ones with the drivers. But as we got to the start, it was all Marciello, chased hard by the Porsches, as it was all race long. Farfus didn't get the start he wanted, but did slot into 4th place. Few drivers going wide, but keeping it high and mighty, and into the race. And then we settled down with Bamber chasing hard on Marciello. A few comings together, including the Swissman losing out at Lisboa and losing a rear wing. Then a big crash. Kevin Estrie smashes his way into the Mandarin corner, and out of the race he goes. At the restart, Farfus, look at this, up to 3rd place. Another good restart by the Brazilian, and a little moment there, and back comes the Porsche, sneakily, loved it. Into the barriers goes Wirtz and Imperatori, but then at the front, the Porsches trying to build on that lead and trying to stay with Mr. Marciello. Bamber given the choice to go and chase, and chase he did, losing wind mirrors, smashing into the back of the Mercedes, but Marciello wasn't having any of it. Across the line came the Italian for another brilliant win by Mercedes-Benz. Laurens Vanthoor gifted 2nd, and Bamber will settle for 3rd. So we await the podium now, as everybody, I think, is out of their cars. No further action between 42, 91 and 888, and that was because of yellow flag?
Yellow flag, possible yellow flag disrespect.
Fair enough.
It was nice to have Vanthoor 2nd for a long time, because that...
Actually, at the end, the BMW actually helped us.
Yeah.
If anything else.
Yeah, kept everybody else back.
You guys quite busy.
Just listening in here, we're getting some good chat.
I feel wrong eavesdropping.
No, I don't. I love it. This is my favourite part, because what he just summed up the race. It was good for us to have the BMW go up to 3rd, and maybe Vanthoor should have let Bamber go earlier, and that was what they were saying, because effectively both the combination of Farfus getting 3rd at the restart and Vanthoor maybe, it's spending a little too long before he let Bamber go for it. Gave Bamber fewer laps anyway to chase down Marcello, and that was the story of the race. I love it when we actually hear from the teams about, you know, almost verifying what we thought was the case. But of course, it's all talk.
It is.
No one can be the wiser as to what could happen, will happen. But there's always plenty to talk about. So, how's your weekend going?
It's not bad.
It's been a good day, isn't it?
Not bad.
Not bad. I've never actually seen you on the ceiling before.
No. We've been close a couple of times. But then again, we do have the Grand Prix to look forward to.
Oh, just that little affair. That won't disappoint. Yeah, it's a beautiful sight. I'd like to see the back of it, see how badly it was clattered. I was going to finish my sentence. When we saw the replay, I got the feeling that Bamber had done what he'd always done, but to a certain extent, Marcello had slowed mid-corner, or was slower mid-corner than he had been on previous laps, and it caught Bamber out. As you can see, it was a tiny tap, nothing much to it, really.
There it is.
Yeah, that's it there. And it really didn't make any difference. It looked more dramatic, perhaps, than you know, but it was at the time, last lap, and you think, whoa, what's going on?
It was just a kiss after all.
Yeah, it was.
Just a kiss.
It was just a German kiss to manufacturer to manufacturer.
Right, then we're ready with the podium for
Here
the
comes
SJM Macau
Ian
GT Cup
Titchmarsh
FIA
with the
GT
podium.
World Cup. First of all, can I ask to come forward onto the podium the second runner-up, Earl Bamber. Yeah, thanks very much, Earl. In third place, second runner-up. The first runner-up, Lawrence Van Tour. Thanks, Lawrence. And the winner of the SJM Macau GT Cup, FIA GT World Cup, Raffaele Marciello. Driving Mercedes, could I also ask, please, the winning manufacturer representative, Stefan Vendel, head of Mercedes AMG Motorsport Customer Racing, to join the podium. And now the national anthem of the winning driver. And now the national anthem of the winning manufacturer. Could I now ask, please, the presentations to be made, first of all, to the second runner-up, the third place finisher, by Mr. Timothy Falk, Director of SJM. To make the presentation to Earl Bamber. Congratulations, Earl Bamber, and the trophy for finishing third place, and the photograph opportunity. And yes, you can stay on the podium to be joined by Ms. Angela Leong, the Managing Director and Chief Administrative Officer of SJM, to present the trophy to Lawrence Van Tour, the second place finisher. Well done to Lawrence for second place, and now to present the trophy to the winner, Could I ask, please, Ms. Daisy Ho, Chairman of the Board of Directors of SJM, to come onto the podium to present the laurel and the trophy to the winner of the 2019 SJM Macau GT Cup, Raffaele Marciello. And if you could all cluster together for the photograph, that's the drivers, all three of them on the top of the podium, if there's space. Thank you very much. So, if the drivers could stay on the podium, you get your champagne shortly, but there's more trophies to be presented. So the next one is the FIA GT World Cup for drivers, a trophy presented by the FIA, and is going to be presented by Mr. Frédéric Bertrand, the FIA Circuit Championships Director, to be presented to Raffaele Marciello, which I think deserves a round of applause. I know you've applauded Raffaele already, but please stay with us, Monsieur Bertrand, because we have another trophy for you to present, and that is the winning manufacturer trophy, the FIA GT World Cup for the winning manufacturer, presented to Stefan Wendel, the head of Mercedes-AMG Motorsport Customer Racing. And stay for a photograph, please, sir. Thank you very much. Right, got the photographs there. Thank you. Thank you. One more trophy to present before we get to the champagne. This is the FIA GT World Cup for winning manufacturers, a trophy presented by the Macau GP Organising Committee, and that's going to be presented by Mr. Charles Lowe, the chairman of the Automobile General Association of Macau, China. And that's going to be presented to Stefan Wendel. Quite a hefty trophy, that. And Mr. Lowe, if you can stand in the middle of the podium for the photograph. Happy to stand there. Right, well, you can put your trophies down because we're now about to get the champagne. So the champagne, their eyes light up at the prospect of covering each other with the fizzy stuff. You can see it's not the first time that they have been on the podium in various parts of the world. Right.